Well, it is Monday morning, and that means it's time to take a look at the roads that are just driving you crazy in East Tennessee.
Yeah, and you may remember back in March, we told you about a new development project in Northwest Knox County. Located on Schaad Road east of La Crista Way, owners hope to turn the 165-acre property into a big shopping center and housing development. And that's according to the subdivision report from the Knox County Metropolitan Planning Commission.
Well, a couple of viewers asked us to check in on the project, so we did. Yvonne Thomas has more details on where it stands this morning. Good morning, Yvonne.
Abby Russell, good morning. Several community members had a lot of concerns about this project, and really not the project itself, but how that this new development will affect their community and traffic flow here on Schaad Road. What they would like to see happen is that this road be expanded before that construction begins. But what we know earlier this morning is that this construction project will happen in 2 phases, hopefully within the next year and a half or so. Phase 1 includes 160 single-family dwelling units at the rear of this property, and phase 2 would include the shopping center and the multifamily units near the front. But some of the property still needs to be rezoned before the build out is possible. However, the traffic impact study has been completed, and according to those documents, TDOT estimates that on average about 16,000 cars drive through this area. So to accommodate the growth in that area, the county is looking into prioritizing the Schaad Road widening project, which includes adding left turn lanes and median openings for the project sites, adding more signage to the area, and then also adding a permanent traffic signal at the project site here on Schaad Road. Another thing to keep in mind is that there is no official schedule for when this project will begin. They're thinking that this project will begin sometime in late of 2019. That includes the widening of Schaad Road and this development project. But for now, we'll send things back over to you.
All right, Yvonne, thanks. And if there's a road driving you crazy, let us know. You can email your questions at drivingyoucrazy@wbir.com.